Phoenixes are super dynamic and suspenseful. Imagine if you forgot your chrono. Oh, true. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkiona. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing his new team, Cloud9. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. He just got knocked down by a hero, but he has another chance. He can redeem himself here. The South Korean Protoss representing Club NV. It is Creator. Roddy would be proud. Oh no. As GuMiho is already popping off with a proxy Rax. The Rax has been thrown down, and I am curious how hard we will commit here. It is a very brazen location, by the way, rallied right into the main base. The Rax right outside the natural. Creator, he does come out for a scout. He's checking his third base location, checking the triangular third. Gonna be checking the linear third as well. But he does not come across the Rax. Not yet. Oh, it's gonna be close. Will he see? Oh, no. Oh, he does. He barely does come across the Rax. He will not be able to stop it, I don't think. He dies on top of the SCV. Then when the second probe comes in, it looks like how we deny the Rax just barely. We will not. The Rax does complete. Reaper is on the way. But the SCV is low. We pulled extra workers. That is a little bit rough. A lot of lost mining time there for Creator. Now, this SCV was designed to throw down a bunker. If it had more HP, it would throw down a bunker behind the mineral line, but alas, the SCV is just a little bit too low. Ooh, will be brought down. Big pick off, which means no bunker, no delayed mining, only proxy Reaper. Whew, okay. Again, this could have been a much worse position for Creator. Reaper is going to be zooming into the main. The Zealot has arrived. And we'll see if the Reaper can pick up any of these workers. The goal of this Zealot just to tank shots. Just to save those probes. We got to swipe in. As the Zealot is going to be going down. A Stalker does arrive in time. We even save the Zealot. We force back that Reaper. Meanwhile, back at home, it is going to be a delayed CC. It is going to be a 1-1-1 opener factory before CC. We're getting into Widow Mine production. Very interesting. Looks like GuMiho is setting up for a mine drop. A very fast mine drop here from GuMiho. Behind this, we have our take of choice. Creator opening up with a Stargate. Going to be a Stargate opener out of Creator. Should be Phoenixes. If we were casting Hero, I would assume that it's going to be an Oracle opener, but Phoenixes should be on the way from Creator. As there we go, we have that medevac on the way, as we did mention. We are building up our Widow Mine counts. Meanwhile, it looks like the mine did take down the Zealots. So the Stalker. Oh my god. Big pickoff. Stalker goes down to the Widow Mine. Big catch there from GuMiho. Adept does shade into the main base, so we get a full scout of the main. We confirm that CC. We get eyes on the starport. We're aware of the drop play. And can we get any SCVs? Ooh, we do shade away though. Oh, can we get one? Almost. We're so close. A bit of a misclick there from Creator, but he will get it. He will not quite get an SCV. So many of them are so low, but they all survive. And here comes that mine drop. 3 Widow Mines across the map. Now, Creator did scout. He did scout it. He is aware. Does have Phoenixes amassing in the main. Does have an Adept here at the natural. Mine drop is coming in. And Creator, he does respond. The mine shots. Oof. Getting 1 probe each. Nothing too major. 1 probe each going down. Meanwhile, we chase down the medevac. And it looks like we will get a kill on the medevac. Big pick off there by Creator. And he does chase down at least some of these Widow Mines. He gets 1, he gets 2. He gets 2 Widow Mines. The 3rd Widow Mine will escape. At the same time, Reaper sips into the main. Does get eyes on the follow-up tech. Gets eyes on the Robo. Which means that this should be Phoenix Colossus. Phoenix opener into Robo, into Immortal, into Colossus production. Should be on the way from Creator. And GuMiho is aware. Back at home, he's investing in Ravens, Interference Matrix, building himself up. Headed towards that later stage of the game. Creator, being a little bit greedy, he opts to go for the third base before the Robotics Bay. There are some players that like to go for their tech first, then into their third. Creator, he's cutting corners. He's being greedy. And I do like this, especially after the opener, right? He shut down the proxy, he shut down the Widowmine drop. Creator, he can afford to be greedy. He does have that third almost halfway done. Meanwhile, in the natural base, we do have our safety Immortal on the way. We're not going to be massing Immortals, but 1 or 2 Immortals is necessary here just to be safe against any kind of early game aggression. And now we're working towards a Colossus. The Bay is on the way for Colossus production. Creator just rounding out his army. And again, because of the opener so far, because of the game stage, GuMiho just hasn't really been able to apply much pressure. But he is building up. He may be stuck at home for the near future. He's stuck at home waiting for Stim, waiting for our upgrades. Third CC on the way. Okay, GuMiho looking to go for a longer game, not going for a 2-base all-in, which I would not have put past GuMiho, by the way. So it is going to be a third CC, building up energy on these Ravens. And getting up to a 5-rack setup, which means basically that we're going to be being quite passive. GuMiho is going to be chilling at home. Creator, he's going to be chilling at home as well. I would still give the edge to Creator. Hallucination Scout does confirm the third CC. Creator, now he knows he can be even greedier. Twilight Council being thrown down. We could even throw down a second Forge. We could try and get away with that. Overall, Creator should be feeling pretty comfortable. Should be feeling pretty comfortable behind this. Additional gateways on the way. 3-base saturation. We can go for a 4th. Scan does get eyes on the Colossus production. Big moment there for GuMiho. He had an idea that it should be Colossus, but now he does confirm. Does see everything he needs to. See everything he does need to here. As he has a pretty interesting army. He hasn't built up a single tank. 0 tanks here for GuMiho. He has a couple of Cyclones to help support his army. Very Marauder heavy. Stim is finally done. And now GuMiho can establish his third base. He's in the midst of moving out, trying to catch those Phoenixes. They'll scan, he's looking for the 4th. I do think the Creator could have taken a faster 4th base. If he did, GuMiho is here to stop it. So we can see the Creator, he's just staying on 3 bases for now. Building up his army. I don't think Creator can actually fight this because of those Ravens. Creator isn't quite prepared. Does have a couple of High Templar. Oh, he's actually ready for feedbacks. Fun fact, Storm is not researched, but does have feedbacks available to deal with those Ravens. Creator now expanding towards the north, taking his 4th. And GuMiho is setting up for a split push. Ghost production has commenced. Third base getting up and running. And we'll see if Creator can keep up. We go pushing in. GuMiho towards the 3rd. Oh, does get eyes on the 4th base. He's going to be going for the cancel. Likewise, at the same time, GuMiho pushing in towards the natural. And Creator, he's out of position. The natural so exposed. It's left wide open. We dive into the natural race. The Robo is there for the picking, and we will be able to... Do we actually get on top of it? Colossus are coming in. Good feedbacks here on the Ravens, on even the Medivacs. And GuMiho will pull back, but he did get a denial on the 4th base. That was a cancel, not a kill. But he does contain Creator to 3 bases. Good damage so far. Again, Creator just was not in position, wasn't ready for the split push. And this is a scary moment. This is reminding me of Maru earlier, of Maru versus Classic, where GuMiho is ahead on the 4th. 4th CC is on the way. Creator just starting his own. And for a Terran player to be ahead economically is a terrifying thing. Oh. Bit of an overextension from Creator. He does snipe the Raven though. Not a bad pickup. The Raven count was reset. You were able to snipe every single one. Creator behind this going into getting into Disruptor production with a second Robo on the way. Double Disruptor production. A good way to diversify his splash damage. Now, even though GuMiho may have the better economy, with Disruptors, anything can happen. Anything can happen. We can have a beautiful Nova and a big connection and Creator can take a fight. Or he could get caught with his pants down, be caught with his Disruptors exposed, and GuMiho can take a fight instead. High risk, high reward. Disruptors have arrived. Same time, we do see Phoenixes threatening that third. Zella run by into the natural, not achieving too much. Forcing a reaction. Phoenix is coming back in. Oh. As Creator does bleed out one of those Phoenixes. We can see that, oh, GuMiho is just setting up here for a terrifying army. He's got Ghost in the mix, Viking production, making 4 Vikings at a time. Fusion Core is done. Liberator range is on the way. We're working towards Lib Ghost. The ideal anti-ground toss army. We're almost there. Again, because the economy, because GuMiho's already on 4 bases, like he's been able to get away with quite a lot. He did lose a big chunk of SCVs, that is true. Did lose 10 workers here. But his army is still terrifying. It's still insane. We are spotted. How good are the Novas going to be? Yeah, Planetary is done. The Zella Rambai not going to achieve too much. Speaking of, Zella Rambai does get into the natural. And it forces GuMiho back home. Again, the downside of GuMiho being maxed out is he doesn't have reinforcements. Ooh, and the SCVs, they're getting picked off one after the other. GuMiho, he wants to push. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Creator. As Creator, he is maxing out himself. He's building up an army. First Disruptor, it's going to go down. The Nova did graze the army of GuMiho. It was okay. The Colossi are left behind. I think, yeah, they're left to defend these fringe bases. Not a part of the fight, which I do appreciate. Otherwise, GuMiho would just be getting free kills. Creator, he backs off. He's defending these southern bases, going for some DT harass. But GuMiho instead, he dives on the third. Kills the first Colossus. Yeah, he's going to get the second as well. A nice catch there from GuMiho. Nova's going to be going off. But they do not connect. They pick off a couple of Marauders, and this Nexus is going to go down. Again, Creator, he was caught out of position. The base does fall. Because of, oh my god, beautiful connection there from Creator, but he still lost the base. He needs more. He needs to get more damage done as Creator is going for a counter attack. He's going for a base trade. GuMiho pushing into the natural, came in the production. At the same time, Creator, he knows he cannot fight this army. He cannot fight all those Liberators. Another Colossus falls. Third base goes down. We're going for the natural. Oh, there are Liberators though on top of the ramp. Liberation zones are set up. DTs are back at home to defend. It looks like the natural does go down. Creator, he does have eyes on the fourth. And he's recalling. He does recall back home. He will save his third. And he will catch every single one of these Vikings. Not bad. Vikings going to be going down. GuMiho is stuck in the main base of Creator. DTs, now they try to go in. But Creator, I don't think he can push up this ramp. He's trying. Is trying to. We still have DTs across the map as well. Getting a lot of SCV kills. And all the production is forfeit. Creator, he at least has these fringe bases, but they are so spread out. Likewise, GuMiho also expanding towards the top left. GuMiho on one base economy right now, but he is double expanding. Ooh, Creator takes a mine to the face, pushing on in into these liberation zones. And the Libs, they're going ham. GG gets called. Creator, he cannot push in, and GuMiho will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A very chaotic end to the game there. Things were pretty chill as both players were getting into their 3-base setup, but Creator, he was pulled apart multiple times, where his 4th base was denied. He was caught out of position at the 3rd base as well. GuMiho was so assertive, and unfortunately, Creator was lacking a little map vision and map awareness. He was having a really hard time keeping up with the movement of GuMiho's main army. So it did feel like Creator was one step behind when it came to whenever GuMiho would show up to a base. And in the end, Creator, he committed to a base trade. Unfortunately, it was a late base trade. GuMiho, he had already killed the 3rd. He had already killed the 4th, I should say. He already killed the Nexus by the time Creator was moving out across the map. So it was a late base trade out of Creator. Didn't quite work out. GG. GG, well played. GuMiho does take a lead in the series. He's one step closer to qualifying for GSL. Unomas, one more game is all he needs. Exclamation mark frozen in the chat. Let's go. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Site Delta, we have our South Korean Terran player 1 game away. Oh, 1 game away from qualifying. From qualifying for this season of GSL, representing Cloud9, it is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. He needs to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Representing Club NV, it is Creator. Here we go. He's been in Poland for years, Bobby, for years. It's been like 2 weeks. But yes, been quite some time. Can confirm that's the face I wear when playing StarCraft as well. Show me your StarCraft. Ay. I wish that was the face that I had when I was laddering StarCraft. No, my face is usually the opposite, Bobby, the opposite. Things that don't go well, Bobby, they don't go well. We smudge, Bobby, we smudge. Regardless, we're getting into game number 2. And so far this time, GuMiho, his Rax is back at home. Remember, GuMiho did go for a proxy in game 1, at the start of game 1. It was scouted, it was dealt with, don't get me wrong, but GuMiho not risking it here, going for a single gas opener. He's going for a Rax expand economic build here from GuMiho. A stark contrast to game 1. This thing looks really exploitable. No, it's fine. Like, if I wasn't fine with that screenshot, I wouldn't be using it. It's great. It's beautiful, Bobby. It's beautiful. Fun facts. I'm gonna put him on blast. For those who know who Nish is, aka the StarCraft Observer, he's the one that took the screenshot. Nish, he took the screenshot. He sent it to me. He's like, "Oh, Papi, you're beautiful," and I'm like, "Oh, this is amazing." Nish, he put in a lot of work. Fun fact: he screenshotted, he cropped it. He put a transparent background behind it as well. Like, Nish, he made an emote version as well. He like scaled it. He put in a lot of work. He really liked that face. He likes it, Papi. He likes it. Put in more work than I really expected. A surprising amount of work, and yeah, he sent it to me. I was like, oh, okay, sure. I mean, I don't have a cam. I may as well use it. May as well use it. As we do see GuMiho going for a 3 racks follow-up. Okay, so a rack to spend an economic opener into a 3 racks. A bit of an old school build. This is going to be hitting hard. We're going to be building up a massive marine army here, hitting with stim. Of course, this is going to be hitting without medevacs, so every stim will count, but we're building up a pretty large force. Meanwhile, Creator, for the first time this series, opening up with a Twilight Council, not a Stargate, and GuMiho has to figure this out. He hasn't scouted at all. GuMiho, no SCV scout, no Reaper scout. GuMiho sees nothing. The reason why I say he has to scout this, fun fact, going Mass Marine, it's almost like a hard counter against a Stargate opener. Like, Phoenixes do not help at all, you just die. Or I mean, if you don't realize what's happening, you can just die. If we're opening up Blink Stalkers, GuMiho has to transition. And here we go. We do need to focus and prioritize Marauder production. Mass Marine is not good enough. We need as many Marauders as possible to make this push work. Marines have been scouted. Creator, likewise, still piecing this together, going for a 3rd base. Did open up economically. It's going to be a 2-gate opener into a 3-gate opener, sorry, into a 3rd base. 3-gate Blink. A very safe way to open up. We have 3 gateways here to reinforce. And the army has been spotted. Shield batteries are on the way. We're warping in as much as we can. We have a force field. We have a sentry for those force fields. 2nd shield battery being thrown down as well. Sorry, 2nd pylon even. And GuMiho, he is committed. Coming in with Stim. I mean, Stim is still a couple of seconds away. It's about to finish. We only have 2 Marauders. He scans the ramp. He wants none of it. He knows he cannot break this position. Creator, he is so prepared. Oh. That Blink is done. Doesn't lose a Stalker. Shuts down a Marine. And this is a very mature decision. GuMiho is turning back around. GuMiho, he cannot force the issue. He cannot take a fight. He's going to race back home and try to muster up his army for a secondary push. Oh! Does him! Will not take down any Stalkers. Again, he's still coming back home. Good blinks out of Creator. Doesn't lose anything. 1 dead for 4 Marines. And his 3rd base is up and running. So GuMiho is in a rough position here just because of how late the rest of his tech is. Late factory, late starport. He's going for a 3rd CC before starport. It's crazy. Okay. So GuMiho is going to be chilling back at home. It's going to be an insanely late starport, which means late medevacs. It also means that this bio army is quite vulnerable. It's very battered, very bruised, and it will not be healed anytime soon. As GuMiho does get a probe. Ooh, and we're going for a massive gateway explosion. That's going to be 8 gates. Uh-oh. 3 base all in. We have 3 gates done, 5 on the way, 8 gate charge all in here from Creator on 3 bases. Scan will miss the gateways. We don't see the gates, Papi. GuMiho, he doesn't see what's going on, and Creator, he's going to be amassing a massive Zealot army. The Prism is on the way, and we're soon to be pushing out. Meanwhile, GuMiho has no idea. He does have a large bio force, that is true, but remember, he went for an economic follow-up. He did prioritize his 3rd base, the 3rd, which is not going to help him. Medevacs are now on the way. And Creator, he is moving out. Here we go. Zealots, Immortals, Sentries for force fields. He can warp in 8 Zealots at a time. First moving out with the Stalkers. Does get eyes on the army. That's a lot of Marauders. And again, Marauders, they fare well against Stalkers, not so much against Zealots. See Creator, he's sharking for the army. Does pick up a Marauder. Almost gets a 2nd. The Bay is on the way. Creator coming in from the right hand side again. He's trying to lure out the army. And he will collapse it on the Marauders. Force field throwing down. We do catch a good chunk of Marauders. Not a bad start here from Creator. GuMiho pulling back. He now has medevacs. He can now heal. Oh, but can we actually hold on to the 3rd? That I'm not so sure about. We do pick up a Stalker. We do have another big warp in behind this, reinforcing on the front lines. And Creator, he wants a fight. He's going to take it as well. Marines are coming in to reinforce. Does GuMiho have enough? As Zealous, they collapse on top of the rings. They will shut them down. Oh my god. As the Bio Army melts here before the Protoss. Medevacs are being targeted down as well. Big pickoffs there from Creator. And it looks like he will take down all the SCVs here. GuMiho, though, he's holding. Does force back the army. There's only one medevac left. We have to be careful with our stims, Pappy. There we go. 2 more medevacs do arrive. GuMiho, he does hold on to the base. Behind this, we have a 4th on the way. Creator working on his 4th, working on Colossus production. But I want to say he traded well there. So 9 SCVs. What did Creator really lose? He lost 1 Immortal, mainly Zealots. We do have a drop into the main. Oh, there is a turret. So you have to be careful. Oh god, you have to be careful. Prism takes a lot of hits, but we do go for the big warping into the main base. GuMiho is across the map. He's out of position. Reinforcements though are on the way. Here we go. GuMiho is committed, but he's going to be running into Colossi. Oh. There are 2 Colossi lying in wait. Zealots across the map are being cleaned up. Good defense here by GuMiho. Does clean up those Zealots. And he does snipe the Prism. GuMiho, though, is being forced back. He doesn't know about the 4th. He hasn't seen it. He isn't aware. I'm looking for the scan. Again, there's no WSS game heart on these GSL matches. Looking for the scan. We see GuMiho rotating over towards the would-be 4th base location. We have a mine drop here towards the natural as well. The Creator, he does see the mines! Oh, shuts down the medevac. And now Creator, he can focus on defending his 4th base. He's already in position. He's already here. GuMiho, where are we going? Where are we headed? Army is scouted. Creator should be rotating over to respond. Alright, he has his 2 Colossi. He's good. He has his 2 Colossi in position. Archon's on the way. GuMiho working on his 4th CC. Ghosts have arrived, getting into Viking production. A pretty solid setup here from GuMiho, to be honest. But he is down in the economy. He is down in the workers, as opposed to what we saw in Alkione, if you remember, where GuMiho had the economic advantage in game 1. Here in game number 2, he doesn't. And that's why Creator, he's about to max out. Because all the damage he dealt earlier. Creator, he's about to hit 200 supply. 2-2 just now starts here for GuMiho. Creator is pushing in. We're just rallying everything together. Bringing his army forward. How many Vikings do we have? 6 Vikings, that's okay. It's okay. But can we get past the Stalkers? Yeah, Vikings trying to collapse on the army. We have a good concave. But the Zealots, they break through the Marines. The Colossi, they go ham on the Marines as well. The Bio Army melts. And Creator, he's snowballing out of control. He breaks through the main army, getting into the mineral line. Boys are being pulled. They have to be. The Colossus, they barely survive. And GG gets called. Creator, he snowballs out of control and takes game number 2. We're going to the ace match. GG. GG, well played. Again, Creator with a very aggressive style early on, going for the mass Zealots, getting a lot of damage done, and making sure that he's on top of the economy here of GuMiho. Likewise, the 3-max opener of GuMiho didn't really achieve too much. He wasn't able to pick off any workers, pick off any tech, trade with the army. The 3-max did kind of fall on its face, and it allowed for the Zealot follow-up to get even more damage. And Creator was able to, trade very well with it, take an economic lead, get into his 4th base. It was unlucky that the first move out from GuMiho went to the northern 4th base location instead of the southern location, so there was no base to deny. Not saying he would have denied the base, but he would have maybe traded or dealt some damage. Alas, he wasn't able to punish the 4th. And Creator, he was able to just max out ahead of time and take advantage of GuMiho. And now we find ourselves in the ace match. We find ourselves in game number 3. Let's go. We're going the distance. We're going to our final game of the series on Oceanborn. Catching up in the chat. Spam this Bob Ross to help Creator go Sky Toss. Look, Creator's not classic, okay? If you wanted Sky Toss classic, he was rushing into Sky Toss against Maru at the start of the night. I recommend it. I recommend the VODs. It was a very unique style from classic, very stylistic from another Korean Protoss. But here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Cloud9. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Club NV. Forcing the ace match, forcing game 3. It is Creator. Here we go. Creator going to be scouting, going to be checking the third base location. I don't blame Creator. Again, GuMiho did proxy in game 1. So Creator, he's checking these fringe locations, making sure that there is no hidden racks. Making sure that GuMiho isn't clowning on him. And he will, if allowed to. And GuMiho, a very unpredictable opponent. We do have to keep an eye on him. Probe Scout getting across the map does confirm the double gas opener from GuMiho. Again, with double gases, it means that the CC is going to be delayed. It's going to be a delayed CC, going to be a faster factory. A more aggressive start here from GuMiho. This can lead into a really committed mine drop. It can lead into early game Cyclones. Can lead into Reaper Hellion. We have options with how GuMiho wants to open up and what units he wants to invest in. Meanwhile, back at home, Creator just going for his gate. Expand into the Cyber Core. Sorry, gate Cyber expand even. So standard opener from Creator. Just getting into our units of choice, and we will soon be seeing our tech as well. We have seen Creator mix it up. Game 1, he went Phoenix. Game 2, he went Blink Stalkers. Game 3, on a map as small as Oceanborn, I would be more fond of a Blink Stalker based opener, just so we can actually have an army to defend, and just a safer opener in general. But we shall see as the Reaper does make its way across the map. It's going to be on Creator to try and zone it away, to try and deny the scout. But there it is. There's that Twilight Council. It is going to be Blink. Or it should be Blink. Meanwhile, back at home with that faster factory, we're going into an early Cyclone. Reactor on the way into a 1-1-1 following that following that CC. So do we only make a single Cyclone here? That is the question. From here we can go into Widowmine production. But no, second Cyclone is on the way. GuMiho is pushing. He is moving out with what little he has to catch any stray units here in the center of the map. Now, with this medevac, we can go into... with the Starport, we can go into a medevac, and we can go into a Cyclone drop. Cyclone drops have been quite popular in TvP in the new patch. And there it is. Medevac is on the way. Cyclones, they do a surprising amount of damage to probes. They annihilate workers. So you have to be very careful against this kind of build. Meanwhile, we have a bit of a gateway explosion. The first gateway is done. We have 3 more gates on the way. Sorry, 2 more gates on the way. 3 gates in total. So 3-gate Blink at a Creator. The same opener he went for last game. So far it is the same opener. Very safe way to play. 3-gate Blink leading into a third. Meanwhile, the Cyclones are moving out. Medevac is on the way. Ooh, Medevac drop is scouted by Creator. And again, he does have the production here to warp in defensive units to defend. Shield battery is done. And GuMiho not quite able to break in. Does take a lot of damage on those Cyclones. The Medevac has arrived. The damage has been done. Oh, we do focus down one of the Cyclones. Big pick off there from Creator. Very nicely done. So GuMiho gonna try and desperately drop into the main base. Creator does see the metamac. Does have eyes on it. Creator behind, sorry, GuMiho behind this, going straight into tank production. Ooh, that is 2 more Raxes on the way. If you remember, we previously had a 3rd CC after the starport. This time we have a delayed 3rd base from GuMiho. We'll keep an eye on him. As Creator, he has survived the early game aggression. He shut down the Cyclone, getting into a 3rd base and working towards Colossus. Reaper, I believe, yep, we do scout the Robotics Bay. We're fully aware of what's going on. Liberator has arrived, but can we shut it down? Not quite. The Liberator does escape. But my eyes are on GuMiho. This can lead into a 2-base all-in. Before we can get into that, though, we do have a Prism across the map, and Creator, he gets into the mineral line. SCVs are going down, and GuMiho is not turning back around. He's committing. They came to the production. The Raven! Big pick off as the Raven barely is going to go down. Nice micro there at a Creator. Meanwhile, GuMiho does rock up at the 3rd base, and we will force to cancel. There's no saving this Nexus. Creator recalling back home. Nexus is cancelled. Does get the Lib. Does snipe the Lib. Does get the Viking. Viking? Raven, sorry. I'm loving the hallucinations here. Tanking those tank shots. We dive on top of the tanks themselves. First tank going to be going down. And the boys are being pulled in. It looks like Creator, he will shut this push down. The Colossus live. The bunker will not finish, and the Marines are being cleaned up. And remember, behind this, there is no 3rd CC. Creator going for a counterattack. He can expand as well. Again, I love the use of the hallucinations there. Just soaking those shots from the tanks. Creator pushing out. And what do we have at home to defend? We have 2 tanks. We have a bunker on the way. But it's not done. Uh-oh. It's not done. The tank will fall. And GuMiho is in a lot of trouble. He's up against the wall. Where are the Colossi? They're on the way. Good blinks here from Creator. The bunker will fall as well. Repairs not in time. And we have control of the low ground. There's no saving the natural. The tank gonna try and come down to the low ground instead. The tanks are on the way, and we dive on top of the tanks. One after the other, they will be focused down. And Creator, he has done it. He shuts down the 2-base push, and he will qualify for GSL. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Creator as he does take down GuMiho 2-1. It went all the way to the ace match. And this was a very aggressive build here from GuMiho, but unfortunately, Creator, he was ready for it. I mean, he was able to backstab, able to cripple the economy, and not just that, but a really good use of his sentries, really good use of his army. When it came to defense, he was forced to cancel the 3rd, but GuMiho being maybe a little bit too greedy, pushing into the natural, as the Colossus had already arrived, and Creator was able to fight back, was able to break that contain, and snowball out of control. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Now, if you're a fan of GuMiho, and I'm a fan of GuMiho, I love him, he's great, he's beautiful. GuMiho has another chance. He does have a final chance in the last chance qualifier. GuMiho and DRG, they have both lost here tonight, but they will be seeded into another bracket where they will be able to have another opportunity to make it into GSL. We can go over that tomorrow. It's going to be in tomorrow's broadcast. With that, though, Creator does make it through, and we have one final qualifying match ready and waiting for us. Here we go. Up next, we have Dark versus Bunny in a best of 3 to determine who makes it into GSL. Let's go.